is Tyler Olsson. I am the University Program Director at MouseBelt and one of your co-hosts for REIMAGINE 2020. I have with me here Shirly Valge of Velas. I just learned of Velas recently because I came across the Coin Bros. In fact, we just did an interview with the Coin Bros. Shout out to Coin Bros. They're awesome. Go check out their music videos. But as I was searching those guys and seeing what I could do to bring them on, I found out that they were ambassadors for this new project, Velas. So naturally, we wanted to bring Velas on too and sort of give them a chance to say a little bit about kind of what they're doing in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. And so to speak on behalf of Velas, we have Shirly Valge, who is the project lead. Is that right? You want to introduce yourself real quick, Shirly?
Yeah, so I'm Shirly. Thank you for having me. And yes, Coin Bros are our ambassadors and they're doing a great job. I'm based in our headquarters in Crypto Valley in Switzerland. And I got interested in Bitcoin and blockchain space back in 2016, where I saw it as an opportunity to enter a relatively early stage emerging industry. So I started educating myself, and early 2017, I made my first investments. I remember people were considering me crazy, but the passion quickly turned into an addiction, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So 2017, November, I moved to Switzerland, Crypto Valley Labs. I started working with a mining investment firm. And then I gathered practical experience with conducting token raise, fundraise, the practical knowledge about necessary legislation, and even how to set up mining rigs, because we had a huge mining farm in Switzerland. And now, over a year ago, I have had the honor to lead the global scale project Velas, which is the world's first artificial intuition empowered blockchain and ecosystem. And I think our team has grown within this time 10 times. So it has been an amazing journey. And yeah, well, technology has been always my interest because I'm originally from Estonia. So we had computer lessons since 2nd or 3rd grade and e-school since 6th grade. Electronic elections since 2005, and by now we have all the governmental services online 24/7 on a distributed ledger technology. So it kind of creates a society which is transparent, and therefore my passion for decentralized systems now.
Beautiful. So you mentioned artificial intuition as something that's sort of woven into the Velas protocol. Maybe we can back that up a little bit, and maybe you can say a little bit more about what Velas is. What is the Velas protocol trying to do in the space?
Yeah, so Velas stands for Virtual Expanding Learning Autonomous System. And the idea is to solve the famous blockchain trilemma and create a blockchain that learns and optimizes its own consensus over time and eventually does what is best for its own network. And we are implementing AI on its consensus to remove the human interference, because humans are, they want to sleep, they are not available 24/7, and generally they're slower than machines. And through artificial intuition, the blockchain is able to speed up its response to threats and attacks, and detecting anomalies. So the faster you can tell something is wrong, the faster it can get into defense mode, and less likely an attacker will have a chance to cause any issues. So this way we can have a very fast blockchain and not compromise security and decentralization, which are the still ongoing concerns on current blockchains, alongside with nothing at stake problem and 51% attack. So that's what we are solving with the artificial intuition layer on our consensus. Also, we are creating a reputation layer. So this will allow better relationship between AI and the resource sharing nodes on the Velas network. And this is a completely revolutionary, as it's a brand new way of keeping network participants scored.
Mm-hmm. So the threefold problem with blockchains that you referred to is that security, interoperability, scalability, right? Like how do you process the amount of transactions that you need to sort of scale to the sort of large numbers of people that might eventually participate in the network while also keeping it safe and being able to communicate with other chains? Is that the threefold issue that you referred to?
Yeah, exactly. So the trilemma consists of decentralization, security, and transaction throughput or scalability. And you shouldn't actually compromise one over the other. And this is the current issue on the blockchain. So we are solving this with the artificial intuition. Mm-hmm. And there is actually a very interesting fact that artificial intuition, which we strictly stick to artificial intuition when we speak about Velas, because it acts as a more of like a human consciousness rather than just plain robot.
Yeah. I was wondering about that because, you know, we typically sort of, when you hear the acronym AI, you think of artificial intelligence, and I heard you kept saying artificial intuition. What is the sort of distinguishing mark there between the two?
Yeah,
if there is a significant difference.
Yeah, they are pretty similar, but it's still deep learning patterns, but artificial intuition behaves more like a consciousness in a hostile environment. Mm-hmm. Through its neural networks. So it's pretty interesting to research it further. I recommend a Petri dish study where you see how bacterial evolves with the fight with antibiotics. And this is how we simulate it in our artificial intuition neural networks. So they know how to become stronger through attacks or hacking, and it constantly evolves itself, and it learns from the past hacking or threats, and it becomes stronger and stronger on its own.
Got it. So how, like, what does the neural network layer actually do? Or, I mean, maybe let me phrase it a different way. How, what's its function within the network? What is it trying to do? Because it's like, I sort of know a little bit about AI at a high level, where sort of you have a bunch of vector weights that are set at random, right? And then you sort of determine a desired output, and then you sort of feed the system inputs, and then you just do a bunch of calculus to sort of adjust the vector weights so that you reduce the margin of error every time you run the input in, you know, because it will give you something. And it gets closer and closer to the sort of output that you want. And then eventually, you know, it just starts to recognize stuff. I mean, at least that's what it was like in the early days of AI. So is it that you're identifying some sort of like desired output? You say, okay, I want the system to be as decentralized as possible. And then you work with a defined concept of decentralized, right? You sort of program this sort of concept there, and then you use the neural network to like figure out the best way to kind of preserve that definition of decentralization, or
yeah, there will be parameters given, and we train the neural networks first within our own inner network before we let it out there. And I'm not a computer engineer on that sense, but
sure.
this is how it pretty much works. Yeah, but it has to be trained first.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that that's the way that things will go, but I think they have to go that way in the blockchain space, because I know that one of the biggest threats to the purported security of these networks is quantum computing. And it seems like it's going to take some sort of machine learning layer to actually combat that. Though I only half, if even half, know what I'm talking about there. So maybe.
Yeah, well, we are also going to implement some nodes on quantum computers. So it takes way longer to hack these systems than regular blockchains or Bitcoin blockchain.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You know, I look forward to see what happens with Velas in the future. How old is the project? How long have y'all been around?
Well, actually, it's rooted from coinpayments.net. So it's founded by the same person, Alex Alexandrov. And CoinPayments was founded 2013, and it's the world's first and biggest payment processing platform. It supports over 1,800 cryptocurrencies, and it has 3 million active users on its platform. And they got the idea by integrating so many coins with different blockchains and different consensuses on their platform. They got an idea to develop something interoperable. So Velas development actually started already 2.5 years ago, but the company was incorporated 1 year ago. So yeah, so the coin, we had our own coin, payments coin, which was rebranded to Velas coin back in 4th of July last year. And this represented an independence of the Velas project. So all the coin payments coins were 1-to-1 swapped to Velas coins. And Velas will eventually be also a native coin on the coin payments platform. So we have like a 3 million user base, which are already following our project. Mm-hmm. And also there are some partnerships already, like a Korean project Mind.ai, who are building on Velas. And also we have launched our multi-currency wallets from last year already. So one can easily access our wallet to store cryptocurrencies or exchange them or transact. And also you can set up your masternode easily there to participate in the Velas network, and you can delegate your stake. So it is really user-friendly interface. And in the near future, now actually within May maybe, we are launching a Velas fair where one can stake their GPU, CPU, disk space and earn rewards for it.
Okay, so like distributed computing, distributed cloud, something like that, where you take like unused hardware space on your computer and you can sort of become a part of the network and get paid.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
And future plans are great. We have many products coming up. A decentralized YouTube called VTube, and decentralized file storage called Velas Drive.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many, many dApps to build on, and we're also just launched a campaign to onboard developers to build dApps on Velas mainnet or shift the existing projects that run on Ethereum onto Velas, which is made extremely seamless and easy. So when some developer is interested, then they can check velas.com and get in contact with us through dapps@velas.com.
dApps through velas.com. That's VELAS.com.
Yes, exactly.
Call for developers.
Yeah. So right now we have delegated proof of stake as consensus, and the AI will be launched, added by Q3 in this year. Then it will be AI TPOS as a consensus, and it will be completely open source and permissionless blockchain.
Great. I mean, it sounds very interesting. Sounds like the way of the future, if you will. And
yeah.
On that note, I want to throw out one last question to you that we've been asking everybody that we've been getting on a call here, and it has to do with the future. It's been an interesting year so far, 2020. If you haven't noticed, people have been driven into virtual reality against their will in most cases. In other cases, this is just the way of life for some. How do you want to reimagine 2020? How do you see things unfolding from this point forward? And what does that have to do with blockchain, cryptocurrencies, or otherwise?
Yeah, well, pretty sure. I believe in the light of the coronavirus crisis, businesses were wishing they were more decentralized and automated. And I'm sure that the investments will ramp up in the aftermath of coronavirus crisis, and the automation and AI is the next leap, not only in technology and manufacturing, but also in customer service and other fields of businesses. And it will definitely take over a lot of jobs and processes that currently or so far human were handling. Actually, there is a report by World Economic Forum which predicts that over 50% of jobs will be handled by machines by 2025 already. So I think it's just a matter of time until our entire lives are integrated with artificial intelligence, artificial intuition, also via smart cities and Internet of Things. And also it will have a great impact on learning and educational platforms, because AI can enable more personalized, more adaptive and accessible learning. So, for example, there's never two people with the same skill set and orientation. So the study programs can, with help of personalized algorithms, be adjusted and suited to the concrete students considering their requirements. Also, I just yesterday discussed with my friend who's a teacher how AI could simplify her life and her tasks. And we came to a conclusion that it could provide a real-time feedback on the gaps, or warn a teacher about the gaps and help improving the educational program. Also, it can significantly simplify and automate the administrative tasks like the grading or filling in the blank exams, and because this can be all automated by using AI. And this way educators can focus on the more critical tasks like spending more time with students.
I love it. Yeah, I like how you touched on a little bit of the implications of all this stuff for education there, and us, being so interested in, education initiatives. I really appreciate that. So you heard it here, folks. Velas Protocol, Shirly
Yeah.
Valge. I
Yeah.
really appreciate you taking some time to hop on a call with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I wish you all the best, and I wish you a happy rest of 2020.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
You're tuned in to Reimagine 2020. Stay tuned to learn more about the state-of-the-art in blockchain education and technological development all around the world. Reimagine 2020.